Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P. The Slap Happy Gorilla. Check it. We got Errol Spence Jr. versus Keith Thurman. Hey, I'm real excited about it. Some people might not be that excited. They say May 27th. Hey, that's my birth month, like a day before my birthday. I'm excited about it. Listen, this fight has been talked about for some time, as Errol Spence Jr. called out Keith Thurman early in his career. I mean, time after time, Keith Thurman would never answer the bell on that. He told him to get a championship. Errol Spence Jr. went to England and knocked out Kell Brook in his backyard, got him a championship belt. Keith Thurman still failed to come to the realization that Errol Spence was a viable guy for him to fight. Listen, Keith Thurman later said that he looked at Errol Spence as his Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr. type of fight. He looked at him like that type of opponent and was saying that he was waiting for the fight build-up. That's somewhat understandable, but come on, man. Listen. So Errol Spence Jr. said he would never give the same opportunity to Keith Thurman, an opportunity to unify. So now he's kept true to his word, as this fight will be taking place at 154 pounds and not at the 147 limit, where Errol Spence holds 3 of the 4 major belts. Listen, Keith Thurman probably don't care about the belts. He needs to get his name in the mix. He needs a legacy-defining fight at this point in his career, as his career as of late has taken a hit to injuries and inactivity. So Keith Thurman probably don't care about the belts. He's just trying to get his feet wet, trying to get his name called, trying to make a payday. Ain't nothing wrong with that. This is professional boxing. This is a prize fighting sport. So hey, man, the man need to get paid, and I'm not opposed to that. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. This is a good fight for the sport, seeing as we have yet to see the fight that everybody wants to see in Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. I do not fault either fighter. I think they need to come to terms and make a fight, but until then, hey, let's see some good fights. That's why I'm with this Keith Thurman, Errol Spence showdown. Listen, Keith Thurman, to me, now I said this on somebody else's platform, and they kind of blasted me out. It was a few years ago, not really blasted me out, just made a comment that was untrue. I said that Keith Thurman needs to redefine himself if he plans on furthering his career. Michael Jordan did it. In this same sport, Floyd Mayweather Jr. did it. Michael Jordan had several injuries. He came back from them, and the last one he came back, he wasn't dunking on people no more. He had to resort to the fadeaway jumper, and he did it to perfection. He redefined himself, you know. He always had a jump shot. He always had a three-pointer, but he had to resort to that more often. And, Jordan was so dangerous because he could do all of that stuff. He could drive to the hole and score on you. He could pull up on you, or he could, stop and drop that three. But he had to redefine himself later on in his career. So Floyd Mayweather Jr. did it. As Pretty Boy Floyd, he had plenty knockouts. But in his later career, he became Money Mayweather. He became a more defensive fighter with less knockouts, but he still resorted to his skills to redefine himself and win fights continually. So Keith Thurman is my idea. He needed to do the same. And I have yet to see him do that. You know, he come back to the sport. It was a lackluster performance against Mario Barrios. He performed pretty well against Pacquiao after he got off the canvas. And then he still in the later rounds got hit to the body and looked, like a shell of himself. But at the same time, I haven't seen anything to show me that since his injuries and inactivity, he has been able to redefine himself to further his career. So it just looks like, a big name fight is a payday for him, I'm not opposed to that, as he has given us some pretty decent fights and matchups in the stretch of his career. Back-to-back fights against Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, didn't disappoint. And Keith Thurman, things happen, life happens. And in this sport, man, they end up doing a lot of different work between fights, staying in the gym, trying to stay sharp. It's very easy to injure yourself between fights. And then, some injuries happen in the ring when they fight. And it just get worse as they, stay in the gym to try to stay sharp. So, you can't fault the guy for the injuries. My thing is, how bad did you want to be in the sport of boxing? He ended up getting married. He took some time off from his injuries, had some surgery, different things. And his career hasn't been the same. But he's getting a little long in the tooth. So, you can't expect him to come back. And to me, he would make for a good gatekeeper. But I don't think that that identity fits well for him. But, if he want to stay in the sport, that might be his next thing, if he does not find a way to redefine himself. On the other hand, Errol Spence Jr. is relentless. Errol Spence Jr. comes back off of small layoffs, injuries, car accidents, eye surgery, and still does not disappoint. Lesson: the young man came back from a car accident and fought Danny Garcia. And, it was a unanimous decision, but it was a very dominant performance over a very good welterweight fighter in Danny Garcia. Lesson: Errol Spence Jr. is cut from a cloth that, this young man is relentless to the point where he is hungry and he does not want to stop till he accomplishes goals. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm glad that we could get this fight. Like I say, seeing as though we have yet to see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. hash out their differences and get a fight made. But until then, like I say, man, let's see some good fights. I like to see Terrence Crawford match up against somebody. Neither guy wants to be inactive and fight the other guy. They want to come off of good wins. They want to come off of being active. They don't want to come cold into a fight with one or the other, because really and truly, as much as they are in the media and it sounds like mudslinging, they have a healthy respect for each other's boxing acumen. And you can tell that, you can tell they have a respect for it. So big up to Errol Spence for getting this fight done. As he said before, he wasn't going to fight the guy. Business and money can make you change your mind about some things, but I'm all for it. Like I say, this is Daddy P with Slap Happy Gorilla. Subscribe to the channel, like, share the video, and holla at your boy. Slap Happy Gorilla. Daddy P signing off.